I was wrong, and I owe you all an explanation.
My goal is to help restaurant owners finally get to where they want to go. But more than that, my goal is to find entrepreneurs within that segment that actually know what it means to hustle. That's my goal. Come on the journey with me.
Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 566. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we are brought to you by AmericasBestRestaurants.com, the website and media channel for independent restaurant owners to tell their story, build massive excitement, and get attention from people in their backyard. Repeat returns, the restaurant marketing platform that's going to revolutionize how restaurants drive sales. And last but not least, ABR University, Attract, Build, Retain University, our online education platform where you, restaurant owners, can learn what it takes to market your restaurant at a very high level at your own pace. Today, I want to talk about a conversation I had this week in Miami and how it really exposed some of my preachings and why I was wrong, to be quite honest with you, but also why it wasn't really a big deal because it wasn't being acted upon at the highest level anyways. I'm sitting in Miami with Shaheen from my team, who, by the way, 28-year restaurant owner at a very high level and a 7-year client of our company. So he carries a lot of credibility in my world. The guy's a rock star. Nick, who's been on our team now for coming up to a year. He is an amazing individual with regards to motivation and energy, personality, and also his ability to connect with restaurant owners on their vision. He works in our sales division. And then Doug, my COO, who I've known for over 20 years, who's been with me since, I think it was 2019. But he's really been with me for about 10 years before that because I called him every month when I drove back and forth from Pittsburgh to pick his brain on things with the company, with one day hoping he would come on board, and he's here and he's dominating. So the four of us are in Miami, and we were down there for the 10X Growth Conference put on by Grant Cardone. I took those three individuals because the speakers and the content really lined up with what they're doing in the company, and I thought they would relate to it the most. But honestly, after being at the event, I could see where everybody in our company could be there. Now, that would be quite expensive, but maybe one day. But we're sitting around and we're talking, and I don't remember if it was Shaheen or Nick, but one of them asked me a question about one of our clients. Why do you think that client has bought in at that level with regards to all of my teaching? Because he's literally doing 9.9 out of 10 things that I talk about. And his business is prospering. And I mean massively prospering. He's not only doubled, but he's doubled and doubled and doubled in the last 4 to 5 years. We've known each other for going on, I want to say 2.5 to 3 years. As I pondered what I was going to say, it really hit me hard that I know firsthand why this restaurant owner did what he did. Right now with our business, I'm not focused enough on a few things I need to be focused on. And the reason is I have other things in the way that prevent that. Cash flow, operations, scaling. We bought Repeat Returns last year. We're merging it with our marketing platform that we have and combining something really cool. I've got some leadership, things I have to, get meshing in there. I've got some teams that are built differently that have to get on the same page. We're a very fast-growing company and takes a lot of cash to grow, and we've burned through a lot of cash, and we're finally getting to a point where that's getting easier, but still have cash flow issues on a freaking weekly basis like you do. And it got me thinking as he's asking this question and I'm pondering my response, I am thinking this long 30-minute story in my head already. Because the reason this owner was able to accomplish everything I preach with regards to not only driving sales, but building brand, because the building brand is the major part down the road. It's what Nike and Apple have that makes it so easy for them to sell their goods. We all understand what they've built. I'm reading a book right now on how Starbucks was started. And at one point, I think it was in 1995 or so, Starbucks launched a blues CD and it blew up. It sold massive. Why? Because they had built a brand with their customer base in the restaurants that were accustomed to that jazz music in the restaurant. So, of course, it sold out and broke every record because of the fact they had a built-in audience. They had built the brand, the cult following. And so when they launched something that was in line with it, done deal. When Apple launches a new iPhone, done deal. When Nike brings out a new pair of Jordans or Air Force Ones, done deal. So as I'm thinking about my response to the team, I'm thinking of my own journey. And I'm also thinking about what this owner went through. I know for a fact that in 2021, this owner got really deep into operations with David Scott Peters, and at the same time had us helping on the other side with marketing. Within 6 months to a year, he had accomplished a lot, and he had gotten things off of his plate that were tying his mind up in the past. 2 or 3 years before that, he was focused on driving sales all the time. As we look into 2024, this owner is focused on massive growth, which comes from massive brand recognition, which this guy is developing. Well, why was he able to get there, but so many of our clients never get to that stage? And it's because most of our clients, and I say most of, probably 95% of small businesses in America are preoccupied with what's happening right now. And what's happening right now can be fixed by one big thing: money, sales, revenue increases. Just like my business. If my business tomorrow, at our exact operations that we have in place, grew by 25% a week, not saying it would fix all of our problems, but it would fix 90% of what eats up my mind every week. It would allow me to get that out of my mind and be, okay, now I've got these 1 or 2 things gone. I can focus right here. I've got great people like Doug on my team, and Ashley and Joel and Austin. And I don't want to miss people, but Tom and David. I've got a great management team around me, and Nick, who I mentioned, Randy, Shaheen. I've got great people with Kim and Cam and Joe with Repeat Returns on our teams running the day-to-day. But I still have a lot of things that take my energy there. Well, you as a restaurant owner, majority of you are one location restaurants. You don't have a COO. You don't have a CTO. You don't have a marketing director. You don't have all these managers underneath you like that. So you are bearing a lot more of the tasks than I am. And you've got that exact task of in your head of cash flow and profits. And so the reason I'm wrong is that I've been preaching for the last 10 to 15 years hardcore on using your digital marketing footprint to build brand. And I think I overlooked how so many of you desperately just need sales. You need to drive sales. Our company's mission is help restaurants double their sales by finding more frequent customers. We are focused in a big way on driving sales, but also I've been focused in a big way on creating content, on building brand. And I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of you could do it simultaneously, but I also, in the same breath, don't think the majority of you can, because you don't have enough time in the day and you're tired and you got shit to do in the restaurant. You need somebody else to do things. Well, you can't afford other people to do things if you don't have enough sales. And so what I'm talking about today, what I was wrong about, is that 9 out of 10 of you need to focus on one thing. You need to have massive obsession on one thing. That is driving sales with regards to marketing. Because when you drive sales to a certain point and you get profit margins and you get cash flow relief, then you can outsource and hire people to do stuff, get some breathing room, and then and only then can you have the bandwidth, like the owner I'm talking about, to focus on building brand, to have a video team, to have edited content all the time, to be creating vlogs. So that is one thing I came to a realization this past week. I had never articulated this in a story. I had never thought it out. I wrote a blog about it yesterday, and it really slapped me in the face, because now I realize more than ever, I have to grab the bull by the horns and help all of you drive sales, because more of you need to get to the promised land of building that brand and having multiple locations and having freedom from your restaurant. But you're not going to get there if you do not have proven, trackable ways to predictably drive sales. That if you're at $1 million now and you want to get to $1.5 million, if you don't know exactly what lever to pull, what gas to put in the tank, what oil to put in the engine, then you'll never get there. I was wrong. On to the next chapter.
So as you know, I don't charge for my content. We don't have sponsors. We don't have product placement in here. But what I want your help with is spreading the word. If you're finding value here, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share an episode with something that made sense to you, that's relevant to your restaurant, that you got value from, and tag Matt Plapp and America's Best Restaurants. Also, go to America's Best Restaurants on Facebook and on Google and leave us a review. Let us know the impact we've had on your restaurant with our roadshow, with our marketing help, or with our podcast. And last but not least, if you want to take the next step and help me out a lot and help us out a lot, text me a testimonial, 859-743-2408. That's my cell. A selfie video would be awesome about the impact this content or our company is having on your independent restaurant. But worst case scenario, just a few kind words. The way we can help lift this industry up is to help get content like this to more independent restaurant owners, and you are the key to spreading the word. I appreciate your support. Have an amazing day.